wine decanter at the Goodwill thrift store for $1. And this is a Venero wine decanter. And normally when they come, they have a glass ball as a stopper. This one didn't have the glass ball with it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this styrofoam ball and I'm going to cover it with these mini mosaic tiles to be the stopper for the bottle. And I'm going to be applying this plastic gem that was on a tie back from a curtain tie back. So it's going to be applied on top of the ball to be the wine stopper. Okay, that's going to be the first project, and I'm also going to be adding some mirror tiles on here as well. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there and that in there and get it out the way. So I've already cleaned my glass, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be applying, like I said, the mini tiles on here. Okay, so I'm going to have to go with my new ones here because I ran out of the previous pack. Alright. So these mirror tiles I got from Amazon. I was already using them for my previous project, which is already uploaded. If you get an opportunity, go take a look at it. It's a revamp of a TV stand into a mini bar. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be applying maybe 2 to 3 rows around the neck of the decanter, not all the way up. Okay, so I'm going to cut this. And these are the self-adhesive tiles, and their size is 5mm by 5mm. So they're pretty small. Okay. So we're going to peel it off like so, and I'm just going to apply it as I go around. So I'm going to start here, press, bring it around, try to keep it as even as possible if you can, and bring it around to the next side. Okay, and that's what it should look like. So most likely I'm going to go back in. I'm going to probably put another row here, but most likely what I'm going to do is, if they don't stick the way that I want, I mean they're sticking pretty good now. As long as your glass is clean, you should have good adherence to the glass. But if they don't, I'm going to go back in with a little bit of E6000 and make sure they stick. But that's how it should look. And I think I'm going to add a little bit more. So I'm not sure if I want to come down here around the bottom here, or maybe on the very bottom of, nah, I think I might come around here, around the bottom of the edge. So I'm going to flip this over. And again, I'm going in with the same 3. And just applying them evenly as possible. Okay, I'm going to peel that off. And again, try to stay as even as possible. Okay, and that's what it should look like. So I'm just going to take this all the way around, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like when we start doing the ball. Kind of drying up here. Let me open it up a little bit. There. Okay, so you want to add a little bit of E6000, and I normally, what I do is I take my finger and I just smooth it a little bit. on there because you want it to be tacky when you apply. And I'm just going to follow up with what I had left over, which is the 3 rows. So I'm going to start here. Lay them down. And of course, I would get some that wants to stick to each other, so I'm going to take that off. And you're just going to start applying them like this. They're going to look the same way they do when you buy the little decorative Christmas balls at Dollar Tree, just bigger. Alright, so I'll finish that up and I'll show you what it looks like when it's complete. Hello everyone. So last portion of the video I was telling you that we were going to be doing this wine stopper and putting the mosaic tiles. And I believe I told you I was going to be putting them on, even though they are self-adhesive, using the E6000. However, something that I have come to find with the E6000 and styrofoam is that, hopefully it doesn't turn too much. More light here. Okay. The E6000 was eating away at the styrofoam, melting it, and the tiles were going on uneven and sinking in. If you can see here, right here, they sunk in. Sorry for the glare. See how the tiles sunk in? So I'm going to remove them. This is a waste of tiles right now, and I'm going to try to figure out something else for my wine stopper. Put you up here for my wine stopper. So I'm going to pause the video, figure something out, and come back and show you what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so I found this little ball, something that my grandson had, and it fits perfectly. So I'm going to attempt to use this and cover it with the mirror tiles, as well as using E6000 with it. Okay, so I took the ball out and I sprayed it. I found a technique that works well. I sprayed the ball with some Gorilla spray glue, and then I spray painted it with the silver metallic spray paint by Krylon. So now I'm going to embellish it with mirrors, the mini mirrors, with the mini mosaic mirrors, as well as this ribbon that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. It's not self-adhesive, but it forms really, really well. So I'm going to be embellishing the ball with both. And I'm going to be using E6000 as well as just a tad bit of hot glue just to make sure the embellishment sticks so I can continue to work. So first I'm going to be adding this embellishment around where the line is on the ball. So as you can see, like I said, it adheres well, so it's going to lay nice and flat once I put it. And I'm just going to wrap it all the way around like so. So I'm going to do this now so I can measure it. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of E6000, just as I stated. And smooth it around where the embellishment is going to stay. Then I'm going to take a bit of hot glue right here, just to make sure it doesn't move while I continue to work. Alright, and that's how it's going to be. Okay, so back to the carafe. I did show you that I embellished it with the mirrors here and here. So now I'm going to go up here because I didn't realize I chipped it slightly here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to the same embellishment that I put on the stopper. I'm going to add around the rim here using some E6000 and just a tad bit of hot glue. Alright, so again, I'm going to take a little bit of E6000. Or actually, I'm going to take the hot glue first. Tad bit of hot glue right here. I'm going to place it on the very edge here. Hold it for a little bit. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try a tad more. Okay. Right there. Hold it. And then I'm going to follow up with some E6000. I'm just going to spread it down so far before I get to the end, because I want to finish that up with some hot glue as well. Just make sure it's even. Okay, come around here. You want to make sure this is as even as possible and laying flat. And this is a flexible ribbon, so you'll be able to play with it and work with it. Add some more hot glue and lay it. Okay, and this is what it should start to look like. So I'm going to finish that up and come back and show you. Okay, and that's how it should look. Alright, and now I'm going to go around each side with some mini mosaic mirrors. Okay, and this is what it should look like. Alright, and what I'm going to do afterwards is I'm going to seal this with some Mod Podge on both sides. I didn't seal the center because it's going to be covered, and this is stuck with hot glue as well as E6000, but this is what it should look like so far. Alright. Okay, and this is what it looks like thus far. Alright. Okay, and I'm going to make sure it stays up here on the edge. And this is why I said use some hot glue with it as well, just to make sure it doesn't move. But I just went and put the hot glue on the spots where I began to place the embellishment, which is right here. As you can see, it's not moving much. Alright, and you can go ahead and add some, take a heat gun and the heat gun will give you more play with it, and it'll make this adhere because it is a the type of material that this is. It'll melt and form more so to the bottle. So that's what I think I'm going to do, just add a little bit of heat just to make sure these bottom pieces adhere and be able to move these up a little bit where I placed them. But that's what it looks like. Okay, and once I place the topper in there, this is what it's going to look like. All right, and I'm going to add that to the top of it for my decorative wine carafe. Okay, so I just wanted to come back and show you that I took my heat gun, and what happened was, as I was taking the heat gun, the material that the soft gel material that the stones are placed on started to shrink and form to the bottle. So as you can see, there is no puffing at the bottom or at the top. So this was a pretty good purchase. I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish and complete the stopper to the carafe and come back and show you the entire project completed. Okay, so this is going to be the topper on here, the pull on the handle to remove it from the wine decanter, and I'm going to embellish that with this stone. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to add a little bit of E6000 around the very edge. To make sure it adheres. And I'm going to place it like so. And because there's a hole on the other side, I'm going to take some hot glue and just squirt it inside so it remains while I continue to work. So I'm just going to sit this down, make sure it's even. Okay, and that's what the topper is going to look like. Okay, so I'm going to sit that there, let that dry a little bit, come back, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to it next. Okay, and here is the completed stopper for the wine carafe. I think it came out absolutely gorgeous. It did tilt a little bit on me because of the type of ball that I'm using, but when I was applying it, it slid and I couldn't stop it from sliding. But other than that, it came out absolutely beautiful, and this is the finished product of the wine carafe. So once I display it, I'll show you what